All right, pianos, we're going to go over how to play the SciTech band version of Die with a Smile. The song switches between A flat major and its relative minor, F minor. The verdict is still out which one it is in, or maybe it's in both. Let me know which one you think it's in. There are 4 main parts to the song. You have the verse, you have the pre-chorus, you have the chorus, and then you have the final chorus. So there are different sections to each of those sections, but to break the song apart, it's really those 4 main parts. So let's get into it. So for the verse, it's probably the easiest part of the song. You're just going to be switching between 2 chords. You have your A flat major 7 and your D flat major 7. You have the A flat in your left hand and the C, E flat, G in your right hand, kind of just like a C minor chord, an A flat and a C minor chord in your right hand. So there's your first chord, A flat major 7, and then you have your D flat major 7. The only fingers you're going to move in your right hand, you're going to move your E flat up to the F and your G up to the A flat. So you're also going to move, and of course you're also going to move your left hand up to the D flat. And you're just going to switch between those 2 chords for the duration of the verse, and it sounds like this. Great job. So the next part we have is the pre-chorus. In your music, this is letter C. So transitioning in from the verse, you're actually going to stay on that D flat major 7 that you were just on. And now you're going to start iterating those big beats, those macro beats, since we're in compound meter, with your right hand. 3, 4, and then back to the A flat major 7. 4, and then up to a C minor 7. So it's a C in your left hand. And by the way, I'm doing the octaves here in my left hand, but you don't have to do those if you don't want to. It's just more fun that way. So a C in my left hand and an E flat chord in my right hand. That makes a C minor 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's take that from the beginning of the pre-chorus. You have D flat major 7, A flat major 7, C minor 7. Now we're going to go to an F sus, and it looks like this. You're going to have your left hand in an octave on F, and you're going to have F, B flat, C, F. If you don't want to do the full octave here, you don't have to. You can just do the F, B flat, C. That's fine, but your part is going to go like this. So 2 different rhythms happening. In your left hand, you have 1 3 4 5 6. 1 3 4 5 6. In your left hand, you have. Cool. If you're just doing these notes, you have. The most important thing there is that B flat going to that A. So together again, it sounds like this. Now the whole section together sounds like this. Great, we've done 2 parts, 2 more to go. The next part is the chorus, and we're actually going to split the chorus into the chorus first half and the chorus second half. So the first half, let me go over the bass line first for you. So for the bass line in your left hand, you're going to have B flat, E flat, C, F. So it's like, if the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. All right. Adding in the chords to that, here are what you have for the chords. So you have a B flat minor 7. So in your right hand, A flat, D flat, F. You've got, all right, so if the world was ending, and then you're going to go down to that E flat with your left hand, and you're just going to move your thumb up to a B flat here. I'd want to be next to, and now we're going to do a bit of a jump here with our right hand. You're going to go to a G, B flat, E flat. This is for a C minor 7 chord. I'd want to be next to you. Jumping up again. That's your F minor. So going through those again, you have a B flat minor 7, a B flat minor 7 with a bass of E flat, a C minor 7, and an F minor. All in all, it sounds like this. So that chorus first half, the first half of the chorus is going to come back a lot during the song, like later during the bridge, during the solo section that we've added. That is that same chord progression for the first half of the chorus. Now let's get into the second half of the chorus. You're going to start with those same 2 chords, B flat minor 7 and B flat minor 7 with a bass of E flat. And then we're going to do the Die with a Smile walk down. So you've got A flat major, E flat with a bass of G, F minor again, and that C minor 7 again. All right, so the bass line you're gonna have, all right, and then in your right hand, you have your A flat major chord, E flat first inversion, F minor first inversion, and C minor 7 first inversion without that C. All right, so here's that walk down. And then you end the chorus with those same first 2 chords with that B flat minor 7 and the B flat minor 7 with the bass of E flat. So all in all, the second half of the chorus sounds like this. All right, so we're almost there. We just have to learn the final chorus, which really just has 2 new chords in it. So the line, I'd want to be next to you, happens twice at the end of the song. And the first time it's a little bit different. It has 2 major chords in there instead of minor chords for a little bit of a lift. So it sounds like this. I'd want to hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. If the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. And then back to the verse progression to end the song. So let's break that down a little bit. So as the full band is coming back in, you're gonna play that chord progression the same way that you did before. I'd wanna hold you just for a while. That's when the drums are going dun, just for a while, bum, and die with a smile. That progression is the same right there. And then when we get to that next part, if the world was ending, you're gonna go to a C7 chord. So you're gonna move from your B flat here in your left hand up to a C, and you're gonna have a G, B flat, and an E here. If you wanna throw that C there and there, you can do that too, so that's fine. So if the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. You're gonna resolve to a F minor chord, to you, and then a B flat major chord, ooh, if the, and then we're switching back to the B flat minor 7. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. All right, so there's those 2 new chords in there. It's really just those 4 measures that are a little bit different than the rest of the song. It gives it a little bit of a lift, gives it a little bit of intrigue to the end of the song. So here's what it sounds like with the recording. So when we first go into the bridge, before the solo section, there is an optional piano part which just arpeggiates the chords of the first half of the chorus. So like I said, that first half of the chorus, those chords are going to come back quite a bit through the song. And so while most of the piano section can just comp those chords from the first half of the chorus, somebody else can do a little arpeggiation of those chords with the left hand and right hand, and it's going to sound like this. Let me use the pedal in here. Something like that.